The world of today is more connected than ever before, yet this very connection has created a silent storm that is shaking the foundations of childhood itself. Mobile addiction among children is no longer just a concern whispered about in parenting groups or school meetings. It is a growing crisis that experts are now calling a new childhood epidemic across India. More and more parents are witnessing the frightening consequences of a generation raised with screens in their hands, and the stories emerging from homes both urban and rural are heartbreaking and alarming in equal measure. This crisis is not limited to a single city or class. It has quietly spread to every corner of the country. In small towns and bustling metros alike, children as young as 1 year old are being introduced to mobile screens, often as a tool to calm them down or keep them entertained. What begins as a harmless distraction soon turns into a dependency. Toddlers who once played with toys and explored the world around them now cry and scream if the phone is taken away. By the time they enter school, many of these children are already spending hours every day glued to games and videos, while their social and emotional development falls behind. Parents across India are sounding the alarm. Mothers and fathers speak of their children becoming aggressive, isolated, and emotionally distant after getting hooked on mobile games. Some parents report that their children no longer enjoy outdoor play or family conversations, preferring instead the endless stimulation of the digital world. Teachers too have noticed that students are finding it harder to concentrate on lessons, their attention spans shrinking under the constant lure of instant entertainment. Even when families set rules for screen time, children often find ways to bypass them, using hidden apps or sneaking phones late at night. The problem is not simply one of discipline, it is a powerful addiction that rewires the developing brain. One of the most tragic stories comes from the parents of a 14-year-old girl who took her own life after her phone was taken away. Her parents describe a child who had once been bright, cheerful, and full of dreams. Slowly over time, she retreated into the world of mobile games and social media. When her parents tried to limit her usage, she became angry and withdrawn. In a desperate attempt to break the cycle, they confiscated her phone, hoping it would help her return to a normal life. Instead, their well-meaning action triggered a tragedy that left an entire community in shock and grief. This heart-wrenching case is a stark reminder of how deep and dangerous this addiction can become. The dangers extend far beyond emotional distress. Doctors and child psychologists are now warning of serious long-term effects on mental and physical health. Excessive mobile usage has been linked to delayed speech in toddlers as children spend less time talking and interacting with real people. The blue light from screens disrupts sleep patterns, leading to insomnia and chronic fatigue. Lack of physical activity contributes to obesity and weakens the immune system. There is growing evidence that constant exposure to fast-paced digital content can lead to symptoms similar to ADHD, making it difficult for children to focus or regulate their emotions. Some experts even warn of a condition they call virtual autism, where children show signs of developmental delays and social withdrawal that resemble autism spectrum disorders, though caused primarily by excessive screen time. Parents who once believed that early exposure to technology would give their children an advantage now face a painful reality. Instead of creating little geniuses, mobile phones are creating children who struggle to communicate, read social cues, and manage their feelings. Families describe heartbreaking scenes of toddlers who do not respond to their own names because they are too absorbed in a flashing screen. Speech therapists are reporting record numbers of young patients who cannot form basic sentences at ages when they should be speaking in full conversations. Pediatricians are treating more children with headaches, poor eyesight, and posture problems caused by hours of bending over devices. The very tools meant to educate and entertain are quietly stealing the innocence and health of a generation. Experts say the problem is not simply about the devices themselves but about the way they are used. Mobile phones are designed to capture attention with endless notifications, bright colors, and addictive game mechanics. For children whose brains are still developing, the lure is almost impossible to resist. Unlike adults, they lack the self-control needed to put the phone down even when they know they should. This creates a cycle where the child craves more and more stimulation to feel happy, leading to irritability, aggression, and even depression when the device is taken away. The result is a digital prison where the child feels trapped, unable to enjoy life without a screen. Breaking free from this cycle is not easy, but it is possible. Families who have successfully reduced screen addiction say it requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to make difficult changes. The first step is acknowledging the problem. Many parents admit that they themselves are addicted to their phones, making it harder to set an example. Experts recommend creating phone-free zones in the house, such as the dining table and bedrooms, and replacing screen time with activities that engage the child's mind and body. Outdoor play, reading, board games, art, and music can help children rediscover the joys of the real world. It is also crucial for parents to spend quality time with their kids, listening to their thoughts and emotions so that screens are no longer a substitute for love and attention. Schools and governments also have a role to play. Some schools are introducing digital detox programs, encouraging students to spend at least part of the day without devices. Public awareness campaigns can help parents understand the risks and give them practical tools for prevention. Pediatricians recommend that children under the age of 2 should have no screen time at all, while older children should be limited to no more than 1 or 2 hours a day. These guidelines may seem strict in a world where technology is everywhere, but they are necessary to protect young minds from harm. The rise of mobile addiction among children is a wake-up call for society. It forces us to ask hard questions about the kind of future we are creating. Are we raising a generation that will struggle to think deeply, feel empathy, and connect with others, or will we take action now to give our children the gift of a balanced, healthy life? The story of the 14-year-old girl who lost her life is a tragedy, but it can also serve as a powerful reminder that change is urgent and possible. Parents, teachers, and communities must work together to reclaim childhood from the grip of screens and to teach children that the real world, with all its beauty, love, and challenges, is far more rewarding than anything a mobile phone can offer. The solution begins at home. It begins with small steps like turning off notifications, sharing family meals without devices, and going for evening walks together. It begins with conversations about feelings, fears, and dreams instead of mindless scrolling. It begins with parents showing by example that happiness does not come from a glowing screen but from human connection and meaningful experiences. Children learn what they see. If they see adults choosing real life over virtual distractions, they too will learn to value what truly matters. The fight against mobile addiction is not just about limiting technology, it is about reclaiming the essence of childhood: curiosity, laughter, friendship, and love. Only then can we protect the next generation from a digital epidemic that threatens not only their health but the very heart of their humanity.